The list of notable drivers who have traded paint here is long. You're familiar with them: Sprague, Irvin, Labonte, Roger, Simpson, Gill, Earnhardt, 3 generations of them. Tonight, the drivers of the Bootleg Racing League accept the challenge and get ready to fight for a win with Saturday night short track racing in America, and we'll do it live now. Hello and welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel's presentation of the Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modified Series from from Concord Speedway. We were at Martinsville last week, but up in the press box to bring you all the action this evening, well, it's me, Sean Ambrose, and my partner Taylor Burris here to watch the SK Modified action with me this evening. In the director's chair over there, Joe Peak twisting and tweaking the dials for us tonight, armed with cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Dougie Beard. Now let's get ready over these next few minutes as GSRC will bring you all the storylines and all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the simulated SK Modified racing that is coming your way. Taylor, Concord Speedway right here in beautiful North Carolina. This is an old stomping ground. I've been here for a long time. Why don't you tell the fans a little bit about it?
Of course, and welcome everyone to the world's fastest half-mile tri-oval where grassroots racing lives. Here, located in Concord, North Carolina, this half-mile tri-oval is by far one of the best short tracks here in North Carolina, where some of the biggest names in short track come to compete, such as in the Whelen Modified Series and in the Cars Late Model Series. To give you, the fan, the opportunity to see what it's like to drive here at Concord, let's take you on a GSRC lap guide.
Hello guys, this is James Krahulan to GSRC SK Modified. I'm going to take you for a lap around Concord Speedway. One of the more unique tracks here in the country. 3 very distinct turns. Turn 3 is definitely a little bit more sweeping, coming down the short front stretch here. Turn 1 is a very tight apex, but leads into the dog leg, and turn 2, these cars should have enough grip to be able to run that wide open, and down into the sweeping turn 3 back onto the front stretch. Each turn is going to act completely different than the last. But this is a track where it's not very wide, and as challenging as it is, getting a good run off of turn 1 and trying to sneak down, keep that momentum up through the dog leg and try and sneak down below your competitor coming into turn 3. If not, you're going to have to use that chrome horn on the front bumper. Putting your car in a good position and keeping it clean will be key here to coming home with a good finish. And that is how you get around the Concord Speedway.
And we are back from that bad fast lap guide around Concord Speedway. You know, like I said at the beginning, this is a legendary old joint. And tonight the drivers really, well, they've got their work cut out for them, because this track, this is not an easy one. There's no layup here. This is fast. It's got a lot of banking to it, and it's got some pretty tight turns. So we'll see how the drivers get through this one this evening. But now let's look at the drivers' standings, and boy, there's an old familiar name still at the very top of that, but not by much. J.R. Shepard, 36 points. There's Brian Dean, though. Look at that. Him, Tim Shinofsky, they are moving and moving quickly, and only a point separates those two. And another point back to Donnie Moore, who was up there in third and now has slipped back. A little bit of an off performance last week, but you know what? Donnie's not going anywhere. The fact is that the top only separated right now by less than 10 points, the top 5. So everybody really still in this. A little bit of bad luck for J.R. Shepard. A not-so-good run, and he could be in trouble here in the driver's standings. This is only round 4 we're going into this evening, so still a long season to go. I mean, including tonight, 7 races, so anything can happen over these next 7 races. But Taylor, I'm sure as usual, we've got people showing up here for the first time going, what's this all about? What are these guys doing driving these weird-looking cars around this weird-looking track? Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Of course, the BRL Modified Racing Series runs the SK Modified Series. This is their 18th season here that they've been running in the series. This is the 4th round of an 11-race season. Tonight's race is going to be 100 laps. Pit stops are not allowed as far as refueling or changing tires. However, they can come down to repair their cars if they get received any damage. The setups here are a fixed setup based on the iRacing baseline setups, and of course, if a caution does come out and the driver is one or multiple laps down, they will receive a lucky dog to get back on a lead lap or gain a lap back. If their car is too much damaged, however, and they're unable to continue, they are allowed to receive one backup car or fast repair. So if they have to come back in, they will be able to repair their car and quickly get a new one to come back out and continue racing. A very interesting feature here in the BRL Modified Series is that the top 10 finishers from last week's race, which was at Martinsville, that grid gets inverted. So if you win the race at Martinsville, such as Brian Dean did last week, you're going to be starting in the 10th position. And then you'll so on and so on, all the way up to where the 10th place finisher will start on pole here tonight. So Sean, this is going to be quite interesting watching some of our front runners from last week work their way back up to the front here tonight.
And you know what, Taylor? I'm going to give you an interesting statistic here real quick, and it's something that we've gotten wrong. We're going to fix, I promise. It'll be fixed by next week. But this is actually the 19th season for the Outlaw Modified Series, not 18. We got it one short on the graphic. We'll fix that. But 19 seasons, man, that is... well, I mean, listen, there are 4 iRacing seasons in a year. So do the math. I'm not going to do it for you, folks. I'll let you figure that out at home on your scratch pads, because I personally try not to do any calculations of math. The other commentators here try to break the rules by doing that, but not me. Taylor, you know, tonight's track conditions, it's a little slick out there. It's 91 degrees on track, but it's partly cloudy under these late afternoon conditions here.
Yeah, this is going to make quite a little bit interesting racing here tonight with this very hot weather. It's going to make these cars very loose to the corners, especially through some of the faster parts such as that tri-oval. So drivers are going to have to be really careful to make sure they hold their line as best they can, and make sure if that car does get a little bit too loose, to know how to make sure they are able to hold on to the track and be able to continue on without having to spin out.
Would you say those are your keys to the race there, Taylor?
I would agree with that. That would be a key to the race, key to victory here for tonight at Concord.
You know, a driver hasn't had any luck yet is the number 15 at Eastport Feeds, SK Modified, that Chris Bassini's driving. The New Yorker really, really fast on the timesheet right now, just about not even a tenth of a second there off of Brian Dean, who, listen, Dean's fast. In fact, I think he just won the super late model race they just had here a little while ago prior to coming into this one here. No, I'm sorry, street stock. My bad, not super late, street stock. But Dean won that race. It was him and Kenny Kibbe battling it there at the end, and they finished under caution. So this one, well, Dean already shows that he's had speed here this evening by his performance in the last race. And, well, on the timesheet, Dean is at the top. Now, we know that this field will be started with an inversion of the top 10 from last week's race. And, well, we'll let all of you guess if you weren't here. So we'll leave a little excitement, a little drama in that. Sarah Marie Spiller making her debut this evening. I believe she is from somewhere in Chile, in the great country of Chile there, Taylor. But she's pretty fast. Now, doesn't have a lot of speed here in practice yet, but looking forward to seeing a new driver on the track tonight.
Yes, indeed. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of these new drivers. We had some new ones last week at Martinsville, and it had some really good potential for some of them. Unfortunately, a couple of drivers are not able to make it, but we still have some new ones such as Sarah Spiller and Dustin Powers, those two coming in tonight. I'm noticing, looking at the timesheets right now, it's about 5-6 tenths of a second separating the entire field for the most part. So this is going to be quite a race here tonight with just so close of the timesheets.
Yeah, and this is a 15-second half mile. They're hustling. They are hustling. And if we stay under green flag conditions, well, we listen, folks, if you've been here before, you know these races don't take long to clip off 100 laps under green flag conditions. You know, we were at a half-mile track last week. That thing was over in a flash at Martinsville. You know, it could be over in a flash again tonight. This is... Taylor, would you agree with me when I said that this was a very much a rhythm type track?
Oh, most definitely. This track has pretty much, if you go through the corners, you're actually kind of like bouncing through the corners as far as just diving in, then coming back up towards the wall, then back down to the bottom of the corner. And you have to do it 3 times here at Concord. So you really have to get that rhythm going in order to keep that momentum up, in order to gain time to set the fastest times, in order to gain track positions, and so on. So drivers are going to have to be very focused, not only on getting by the drivers in front of them or watching out for what's behind them, but also racing the track. That is one of the biggest things I always stress when it comes to driving, is don't worry about the guys in front or behind, but focus more on the track. That could be the more difficult danger compared to the other competition.
Hey, and I'm happy to report Lowell Jewell back with us tonight, the familiar number 3 on the track in his Dodge-powered SK Modified. And Lowell was battling a little bit of illness, touch of not feeling so hot. Had to take a couple weeks off, but we are absolutely excited to see him back on track tonight. Wish him the best here. He's got about 25 practice laps in, sits 12th on the practice charts right now. Everybody in that 15-second range. Nobody has dared to go 14, Taylor. I don't know if this track under these conditions has 14 in it tonight.
I don't think so either. I don't even think the setup in this for would be able to get a 14, but it's very close. I'm looking at Chris Bassini right now. He's running 55 laps already in practice, and this is just for 20 minutes, and he's still clocking in laps. And I'm pretty sure there's a couple of times he had to stop and park the car to get it either repaired or make a little bit of adjustments as far as whether it be seating or steering ratio. But other than that, 6 laps in 20 minutes, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, that's spurted him down. That's hot lapping it for sure. It's still several drivers on track just getting every little bit of practice in here they can, as if the 2 races they haven't had previously weren't enough. It never hurts. So practice makes perfect, and man, at Concord it certainly does.
Yeah, it's one of those fun, high-speed, fast tracks, but you got to be so careful, especially in turn 1. We're going to see a lot of drivers going to be able to go down towards the bottom of the corners, but have to be careful not to wash up too far into that wall, because that wall will get you if you're not careful in placing your car. It'll
bite you, man. It will bite you. And once, we talk about this week in, week out. You can get away with a couple of wall scrapes in the SK Modified. You can get away with a couple. But man, after that second or third time, it's like a magnet. You keep finding that outer edge of the wall there, and before you know it, you can't turn. You've lost all your top end speed, and you're being passed and dropping like a rock to the back of the field. But drivers getting ready to mix it up now. Just a few seconds left here in qualifying. You like anybody here tonight, Taylor?
Well, of course, you can't go wrong with Brian Dean and J.R. Shepard, but I'm going to be watching Chris Bassini tonight. He's been having some struggling. He's been always fast, but I think tonight we might see him run up towards the front.
Well, I stated my affiliation. I would certainly love to see Mr. Wayne Anderson's old modified there, that number 15 Esports Feed modified. I would not mind seeing it in Victory Lane. It would be a little sentimental for me. It'd be pretty cool. But yeah, man, you know what? I still think you're going to have to beat J.R. Shepard. He's figured out the magic at this track more than once, so he might be the one to watch. But they are getting on the grid now. 15 cars to start tonight. I'm excited. Why don't we go through the grid now? We got Matt Shinowski on the pole. Mike Allen sitting on the outside there. Row 2, Mike Holloway and J.R. Shepard. Row 3, Donnie Moore, Tim Shinowski. And row 4 going to be occupied by Brian Dean and Todd Liston Taylor.
Starting in the 9th position is Kenny Kibbe, followed by Justin Allen in the 10th position. Starting in 11th will be Dustin Powers beside Chris Bassini. In 13th will be James Lowe, followed by Sarah Spiller in the 14th position. And rounding out our 15-car field will be Lowell Jewell.
All right, so Lowell going to take a ride at the back to get this race started. But, man, it all comes down to what is Matt Shinowski. You talk about a driver that's been fast. It's been Matt Shinowski. And starting from the pole, I mean, this could be a tremendous threat. Mike Allen's also another driver, very, very fast driver. This is his neck of the woods out here. The Virginia's driver, certainly familiar with the confines of Concord Speedway. He pace car, lights off, going to circle around one more time here It'll pull off out of the exit or the entrance of turn 3. And everybody's set, everybody ready to go. The roar of these 600 horsepower SKs ready to go.
I'm looking forward to this. Concord has always been a very fun track to watch short track racing on, whether it be these modifieds or the late models. So, Sean, this is going to be quite the show. Pace car is peeling off, and now looks like
Shanowski's got the field. Here we go. There's the commitment line. Shanowski's mean green and underway here in the Outlaw 100 at Concord Speedway. Nice break for Matt Shanowski. Mike Holloway drifts up the track a little bit, makes a little bit of contact with Mike Allen. Here comes Donnie Moore on the bottom, already trying to find that line inside. Brian Dean right on his bumper as they get across for the first lap. It belongs to Matt Shanowski.
J.R. Shepard had to check up a little bit. Mike Allen couldn't get down on the low side. Now that leaves J.R. Shepard on the outside as he's battling with Kenny Kibbe. Now for the 8th position. Down into turn 3 they go, side by side coming off. J.R. Shepard gets a great run off the corner. Move him up to the 7th position right now.
A lot of fast cars at the back of the pack getting checked up on that start. Chris Piscini's one of them. He's stuck all the way back there in 13th. Nothing doing at the moment.
Seems like he's got a little bit of issues right now. He's trying to find a way to get by James Lowe. He goes right below the yellow line. You can't do that. That is legal here, but you got to be careful because you got to be able to hold on to that car. It will get really loose below that now.
Well, that transition is just terrible. It really is. It's really not where you want to wheel the car down there. But everybody pretty much line astern right now except for Piscini, who just made that move there around James Lowe. Up front, everybody behaving themselves so far here, Taylor, but maybe not for long.
No, this is still quite early. A lot can happen right now. J.R. Shepard, though, is all over the back of Tim Shanowski coming off of turn 2. He's not going to be able to make the pass into 3. Just hold his line, but see if he gets a good run off at turn 3. Not able to make a move. Tim Shanowski doing a really good job this season, having one win already in the bag for him at Myrtle Beach. As now he has to worry about J.R. Shepard to look to the inside in turn 2, and he will make the pass going into 3.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what, I had a feeling this field might be in trouble with Matt Shanowski sitting up there on the point, man. He's not going to make it easy for Mike Holloway and certainly won't just open the door for him and let him come through. Just like that, we'll be coming around working on lap 10, just merely minutes into this race. A little bit of a breakaway with the top 4, though. A little surprised here. Dean's holding on to that bumper, Donnie Moore, but it's everybody else behind him. J.R. Shepard still struggling to find the line around Mike Allen, and he's looking at it now. J.R. goes to the bottom here in 3, and he takes that spot away. J.R. Shepard now back to 5th.
I think he's found his line right now. He's just now got to catch up those top 4 right now, but it looks like Shanowski has pulled away, though. He's got a battle, though, for 2nd between Donnie Moore and Mike Holloway. They come off. Ooh, we had a car hit the wall somewhere, I thought. Saw some smoke on the track.
Yeah, somebody. Oh, and I think it might have been Sarah Marie Spiller. Didn't catch exactly what happened, but her car's in the pits. Oh, you know what? It was Lowell Jewell who had trouble coming off of turn 3, came back across the track, wipes out Sarah Maria Spiller. She had to take a tow to the pits there. Very, very unfortunate. It does not bring out a yellow, but we do have the replay. Here we go. Sarah Maria, it happened on this lap around. Lowell coming out of turn 3. He's going to have trouble with it, and poor Sarah Maria Spiller, innocent bystander here, just nowhere to go.
Unfortunate for her.
Lowell up in the wall across. There's the ricochet.
Yep, you got to be so careful because there is really nowhere to run, nowhere to hide on that front straightaway if someone decides to hit the wall coming off turn 3. So unfortunate for Sarah here tonight.
Well, so much for that spectacular debut, and really, again, no fault of her own, just wrong place at the wrong time. Now she'll get that fast repair and can bring the car back out, but she's got to sit there and wait on the tow, and there we go. Sarah Maria Spiller is back on the way on the track.
While we were looking at the replay, Brian Dean was able to get into the 3rd position now after getting by Mike Holloway. So Dean now on the move. And it looks like J.R. Shepard's also closing in. He was a few tenths faster than Mr. Mike Holloway that time by.
Tim Shinosky continuing to hold the edge here on Mike Allen back here. And now this has opened the door, though, for Kenny Kibbe, again, who had a great race in the street stock, moving his way up through the field slowly here. He's picked up a spot. Now, leader of the race, 20 laps in. It's still Matt Shinosky. He's knocked off a 5th of this. Having a really good run here, Taylor.
He sure is able to hold that line right down at the bottom.
We're sticking with this battle back here because Kibbe is really looking now to make this happen. Trying to pull the move off, and it looks like he's finally cleared Mike Allen. In fact, Mike struggled really bad there.
Yeah, this opened the door wide open for both Justin Allen and Bassini. Almost tried to stick a nose in there. He's still going to try to attempt it in turn 1. Oof. Nearly got the nose cut off of his car.
Bassini had to back out of it there. He's still got plenty of time to continue moving up through this field. He's picked up a couple of spots already, maybe one more here. Mike Allen pinching that exit off a bit. Again, what we've learned about the car since our last time with the Bootleg Modified Series, the Outlaw Modified Series, is that they tighten this car up a bit with the geometry here in the Season 3 iRacing build, and you see that here at Concord because of the banking, because of the tightness of these turns. Boy, you really got to get in there just right.
Yes, you do really have to make sure you got to get that good run and make sure you hold that line as best you can, because that car, if you're not careful, will wash up on the track and hit that wall, as we saw that little Jewel did coming out of turn 3. And so drivers need to be so careful in making sure that they hit their marks on the corners. We got a battle going on for the lead right now. Donnie Moore is looking to the inside of Matt Shinosky.
Matt opened a door and he hit the wall. And he's in. Oh, he's into Donnie Moore. Boy, he rattles right off the Nerf bar and it takes it back. Powers back to take it back from Donnie Moore. And that didn't last long. Donnie had the, I think he had the lead for a turn. What? Boy, what a save by Matt Shinosky. Maybe we get a chance. We'll go back and look at that at some point. But the chase is on right now. Can't leave this. Donnie Moore is obviously, he's turned up the wick here. Dean sitting in that all too comfortable popcorn position, getting to watch these two fight it out.
Yeah, Dean's just waiting as they go down into turn 1. Looks like Donnie Moore trying a little bit of a higher line compared to Shinosky. Now he looks to the inside, pokes his nose out, decides to take the higher arc. Here comes Dean now. He's going to poke his nose down into turn 3. Not close enough to make a pass right now, but with those three battling, that's going to bring in Mr. J.R. Shepard as he's closing in on the gap of this three-way battle for the lead.
I think we saw a little of this in Martinsville last week with JR. This is a different philosophy for him, and I wonder if it has to do with the changes of the car. He doesn't charge so hard initially. He kind of sits back, lies and wait a little bit, takes care of the tires. Then we'll begin to amp things up here and maybe just a bit. So JR probably not a factor in this for quite some time to come, I think, here, as long as he can stay in the middle there and not really get much of a threat from Holloway, who's struggled. Honestly, he's dropped a couple spots since the start. He's not been able to get it back. It's everybody behind him that's coming through the field. Kenny Kibbe, not that far, starting to close on Mike Holloway. Holloway's going to have to do some real racing here in just a couple laps.
All right, well, here's another factor coming in. Matt Shinosky, Donnie Moore, and Brian Dean, they're coming up on lap traffic right now. They're on coming up now on Dustin Powers as well as Sarah Spiller. They're going to be right on them here in about a lap or two, if not sooner. So this will definitely throw a different set of big plans for both the lap cars and these leaders.
And you know, you got to be careful about how you get out of the way here, right? Because it could end up with you in the wall and then back across the track in front of the leaders. So a lot to be weary of as the leaders come up on the back of the field, like you mentioned.
Best thing for these drivers to do is try to just hold the best line they can and let these leaders get by them. Usually some drivers try to move out of the way as best they can as we have a caution.
Oh, we caught it, and unfortunately it's Chris Bassini maybe it gets in a little bit hot, or Allen checks up a little bit early, one or the other. But Mike Allen, he's going to make contact with Piscini, or Piscini's going to make contact with him, and that's going to get him around. Here we go with a replay. Coming into the turn. Allen certainly looks like he's got the line here. I think, again, one or the other happened. Either Allen slowed up too much or Piscini got in way too hot. But it ends up with the contact and Allen around with very, very minimal damage here.
I think it's just...
And there it is, right here. There's the contact. Just a little bit of contact. It's not like he punted him.
No, I think it was just that Piscini got on the brakes a little bit too later compared to what Mike Allen was doing, which might have thrown Piscini off to where that contact was made. So nothing major,
right.
Just a racing incident.
Yeah, and well, Mike Allen, you know what? Unfortunately, he's going to shuffle him to the back of the pack, but he's had a fast race car. He'll have a little bit of traffic in front of him to get through. Piscini, that's going to keep him in 10th spot after that contact, but that's the first caution we've caught all night, and we knocked out 37 laps just like that, Taylor.
I know. I'm looking at the timer right now. It's only been not even 15 minutes in the race right now, and we are almost a little over a quarter of the way done with this race. Looks like Sarah Spill will get one of her laps back, so a couple of more, she could get back in the lead lap and get back into contention.
Well, finishing inside that top 10 is really, really where you want to be. Because anything outside of the top 10, well, next week that puts you starting outside the top 10. So Sarah Maria Spiller would do well to get these. I'm showing right now she's 3 laps down, so might need a little help. With the way we started, caution flags may be at a minimum tonight, so it may be tough to get that lucky dog again. But the field coming around, lap 40 here. Matt Shinoski, phenomenal start to this race. He's been good. He's been really, really good. He's got some of his fans out there in the YouTube chat watching on. But the cars are coming around, and I do believe this time the lights will go out. That means everybody will get lined up, ready to go. Donnie Moore will get to start from the top side. That should be interesting. We'll see how Donnie does on the restart. Those lights are out. Donnie, a tough customer. Always tough starting from the outside. Look for Matt Shinoski to have to defend himself real quickly. Oh, and there's a guy named J.R. Shepard on that second row. Going to be following Donnie Moore. We'll have to see if he gives him any help at the start. But the pace car is off, and Matt Shinoski's got the field here going into turn 3. That yellow commitment line will be coming up here just outside of the exit. And there's the green flag, and Matt Shinoski's got him. Here comes Donnie Moore on the top side, neck and neck through turn 1. They try to get it sorted out. Everybody else behind him still bunched up. Nobody getting away. Brian Dean gets a little bit of the edge on J.R. Shepard. Has to back out of it so he didn't run over Matt Shinoski. Somebody got the wall, but Matt Shinoski, Donnie Moore got a piece of the wall up there, but Matt still battling down low. Matt starting to lose this. Starting to get this done. In fact, he does. He finally clears Donnie Moore. Here comes Brian Dean.
Ooh, Brian Dean makes a little bit of contact with Donnie Moore, gets him a little bit loose, but still puts it in the gas as they come off a turn 2. He's going to look to the inside and try to make the pass into 3. Looks like he's going to try the slide job out of 3. Ooh, contact almost.
Boy.
Down into turn 1. Now J.R. Shepard's going to try to get by Brian Dean.
Frantic start.
Very frantic start here at Concord. But Brian Dean moved him up to P2. J.R. Shepard into 3rd place.
And we're still battling side by side back through the field. It's Kibbe, Justin Allen just behind them. Another battle, and boy, the race is on here, man.
Yes, indeed. Right now, starting to single file now a little bit right now.
They needed a break. Somebody had to catch their breath as we quickly approach the halfway point of this race. It's still Matt Shinoski, folks. He's run every lap at the front. Started on pole, still has command. Brian Dean, our big mover of the race, he's up 5 spots, sitting there in that 2nd spot. I knew he was going to be fast. I didn't know he was going to be this fast. He is still able to hold J.R. Shepard off. And JR is busy right now because he's got Donnie Moore draped all over him, and Donnie wants to get back up front.
Looking at the battle right now between Tim Shinowski and Justin Allen. They're going down the back straightaway into turn 3. These two have been battling nose to nose. Tim not able to get it like his brother Matt.
JR up front looking to get by Dean. He took a peek and it didn't happen, but he's going to take a peek again here. No, nothing doing. Dean able to hold him off.
With those guys having a battle and checkup from Donnie Moore, this is bringing in Mike Hollow. Oh,
Shinowski's around. Oh, and that tips. Who was that he was next to? I think that was Tim Shinowski and Justin Allen. Or Mike Allen. I'm sorry, Mike Allen's on his lid. Oh, and that's that car obviously had to take a tow. What a mess. Just like that, we get just past the halfway point and everything erupts.
Well, as the old saying goes, cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, well, maybe a couple drivers were feeling it was time to get that spare car off the trailer and on the track. Poor Justin Allen's going to have to go to the backup after that tow and ride out the time in the pit. So like Sarah Maria Spiller, who's going to get another lap back, Justin's going to lose a couple now with that long sit there in the pit lane.
Yes, indeed. So unfortunate for Justin Allen, who was on a really good jump tonight, holding on against Tim Shinowski, but unfortunate for him, he's going to be losing some position here tonight by the looks of it, unless he's able to get that car fixed back out on track.
I wasn't expecting it to break out that quickly, but you know, those first few laps of that restart were, like I said before, they were frantic, and you started to get the feeling that something was going to happen. I mean, it's just inevitable. Everybody racing that hard. Hey, listen, guys, know how quickly that first 37 lap segment went when they were under green. They're running out of time. The pressure is on right now to get up to the front of the field. You know, a lot of drivers right now that haven't had quite the start that they would have liked, and Mike Holloway's one of them, sits back there in 5th. You know, Mike was right up there on the second row to start this race, and he's got to be feeling right now like he's a little left out of this party because, well, that's what it's been in front of him, and not much gained here. Poor Holloway going to have to start with Kenny Kibbe all over his back door. Actually, Kibbe will start on the outside. Mike will start 5th there in the inside.
Yeah, and it's looking at this, we're not even 20 minutes into the race, and we're over halfway through this race now. So Mike Holloway, if he wants to try to get on the podium here tonight or a chance of winning tonight, he's going to have to do a lot of work as we're about to go green flag racing again.
We certainly are, and every time the lights go out on that wheel and light bar on the Ford Mustang pace car, we know it's time to go racing. Matt Shinowski, guess what, folks? He's got the field again. It's all up to him. And Brian Dean on the outside. Here we go. Pace car's off into turn 3. We talked about that yellow commitment line. It's the first one. They get there, it's green, and we're gone. Matt Shinowski gets a great start that time. Yeah, he leaves the field, dusts him.
Yeah, Brian Dean gets a terrible restart here, and that caused the whole field on the outside row to check up.
But then he got that tremendous run there out of turn 1. Wow, Brian Dean shot out of a cannon all of a sudden.
Ooh, Donnie Moore in the wall again coming off at turn 3.
Yeah, his car's not going to like that.
Got contact between Pacini and Holloway. Holloway was able to save the car. Great save by that number 5. 3 wide now going into turn 3 between Shinowski and it looks like James Lowe.
Man, this battle up front's going to be great here. We got... There goes JR making a move to the inside on Dean. Can he make this stick? Can he pull it off? Out of turn 3. Dean's going to get the edge across the line, but man, that may not hold for long. Here comes J.R. Shepard. Donnie Moore in the rearview mirror. Almost try to make it 3 wide with Kibbe up there on the outside. Matt Shinowski just loving this. No threat, no pressure, clean air in front of him. and Dean holding off J.R. Shepherd. And I know Matt's got to be thinking right now, that's the guy who really doesn't want in his mirror. And there's Kibby looking to make a move on J.R. Shepherd Taylor.
Kibby's shot of a cannon pretty much these last couple of laps. He's making it work on the outside.
Drivers making contact out there with that wall. I warned everybody, you can't do that too many times. Kibby almost ran over J.R. Shepherd there. He did a good job of backing out of it, but it backed everybody up behind him. You know what? Fear Kibby. That car looks awful fast, Taylor. He could be the dark horse in this.
Oh, we got another caution.
Yeah, we do. It was back in the field, and boy, Liston makes contact with Lowe, and Lowe's modified his SK. That Ford SK modified goes careening backwards into the wall. Here it is. It's going to be kind of like that Bassini incident. Just gets there a little too quick, makes the contact, and boy, like I said, Liston hits hard. Not Liston, I'm sorry, Lowe hits hard there, and well, flattens up the rear end of that machine a little bit more than it was.
With this caution, I believe that'll put Mr. Mike Allen back on the lead lap.
All right, well, we still have Allen is in for repair. If he makes it back out, we've got is it Allen? Justin Allen. I'm sorry, I was talking about Justin Allen. There he goes. Justin's still sitting in the pit. So we got 13 right now for the restart, unless Justin Allen gets his car out. Sometimes get the Mike Allen, Justin Allen confusion going there. Sorry about any of that. But, well, the Mustang pace car has been a little bit busy here all of a sudden. We hit the halfway point of the race, and then things got a little crazy. But Liston comes in off the track. He must have picked up some damage with that contact.
That's the only reason why I can think he would come down pit road is there was something wrong with the car he didn't like, so he decided to go ahead and get the backup car.
Something didn't feel right, exactly, and that was probably a really good idea. Well, he did go straight through. I'm not saying he was given an end line or anything there, but who knows? Maybe something was wrong there in the sim for him back at home, and he had to get off the track for just a moment. But we get restarted. Right now, like I said, we've got 13 SK modifieds ready to roll here, and we'll do that with, I think, what's going to be 31 laps to go. The lights are still on this pace car, but I believe they'll be going off here in a moment as the double ought of Matt Shinoski leads the field. The Tom Maurer construction, is that construction or constructing? I can't read that. I think it's I think it's constructing, actually. So a nice little play on the whole construction business there.
I believe it's contracting.
Is it contracting? Okay. All right. So my penmanship was horrible, and I can't read it either. So there you go. Thank you for getting that right for Matt. I'm sure his sponsor there appreciates that. So here we go. Lights out on the pace car. We will restart this race with 31 laps to go. This is a bad time for a breakaway from your computer, your TV, your theater projection system. Stick with us. Here goes Matt Shinoski getting ready to restart this race. Lap 69. And the green flag is out. And so is Matt Shinoski. He's across the line. J.R. Shepherd hot on his tail. Brian Dean trying to get another great start from the top side. Nothing developing there. In fact, Donnie Moore, a real threat at the moment as Dean sends it in hot. Kenny Kibbe makes contact with the rear bumper there of Donnie Moore. And Dean cuts off Kibbe. Whoa, Taylor, another frantic start.
Yes, indeed it is. Right now, single file right now for the top six right now. We have a battle between Shinoski. Ooh, looks like Dean almost had to get in the wall, but Kenny Kibbe now going to look to the inside of Dean. No issue right now. They're still trying to find a way, but J.R. Shepherd, though, is closing in on that gap on Matt Shinoski.
Boy, Mike Holloway had just made a bad mistake. Opened things up for Chris Bassini. Those two find themselves back there now battling for sixth. Oh, and we got a pass for the lead. J.R. Shepherd The door opened up. Matt left it open for him. J.R. Shepherd trying to come through. Matt Shinowski's going to hold on to it across the line. He's got to clear him, and he's got to get down the track. And he does.
Here comes Donnie Moore, though. He's going to look to the outside. He figures Shinowski can do it. Why can't I? He's going to try it out, but not able to make the pass. J.R. Shepherd holds on to P2.
J.R. got tight down there on the bottom, Taylor. He couldn't keep that run going, and boy, Matt powered around the outside, got it done. And Matt's got to be careful not to make that same mistake again. He does not want to leave this door open for JR. This is what Matt didn't want, and that was JR in his mirror. I'm sure Donnie Moore is up to the challenge, but he's got some work to do, baby.
Well, Matt realized that at Myrtle Beach, his brother Tim was able to hold off a hard-charging J.R. Shepherd here. I think now Matt's wondering if he can do the same here at Concord with only less than 25 to go.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, this top six not separated, top five not separated, heck, the top seven not separated by much. This could be anybody's race if someone gets into a tangle here. Kibbe back there charging hard, lays a little bit of the chrome horn to Brian Dean.
J.R. Shepherd got a little bit, looks like too loose through turn 3 right now. That brought in Donnie Moore a little bit, but it's able to continue on.
Oh, no. Oh, Dean having a bit of a connection problem. That's trouble for Kenny Kibbe, who rides right behind him. Kibbe going to go to the inside. Kibbe is trying to go to P4.
Side by side, but Dean gets a great run on the outside line in turn 3. Still holds on to the 4th position.
Matt Shinowski coming through turn 3. 20 laps to go, baby. It's time to boogie. Let's drop that disco ball down. It's an all skate here out on the dance floor. Woo, Matt's got the field. He's had him, Kibbe, back there trying that move on Dean again. Kibbe gets it really hot there, breaks it late, and Dean still got to hold on there to that 3rd spot, or that 4th spot.
Donnie Moore had a good run off of turn 1 to get on the bumper of J.R. Shepherd, though I don't think he's going to make the pass right here. He's going to try again coming off of 3. See if he can get that good run in turn 1. Not close enough to make the pass, but man, Donnie Moore is looking mighty racy right now for the old veteran.
Well, Matt Shinowski and his fans right now, they can smell victory in their hands. They've got to get through these last 17 laps. J.R. Shepherd's not going to make this easy. Donnie Moore not going to make it easy on J.R. Donnie had that chrome horn draped all over the rear bumper of J.R. there for a moment. Donnie still, oh, and I say that, Dean looks to the inside there, inside Donnie Moore. This is just nuts right now. Go ahead.
Mike Holloway had a great run into turn 1. He's coming in on Kenny Kibbe now. He wants to get inside the top 5 here. Not able to close the gap out of turn 3 right now, but still, Mike Holloway is starting to pick up some speed in these closing laps.
Better late than never to get into your rhythm. So Holloway still got a chance here. Nice to see him gather things up. Honestly, Holloway spent a lot of this race struggling, but it does look like he's got an opportunity here. Dean keeps moving the car up and down the track, I think in an effort to really kind of confuse Kibbe, not give Kibbe a good look. It keeps Dean in that 4th spot, up in the top 3. Not much going on. Surprisingly, they'll come around with 12 to go. J.R. Shepherd has not looked real antsy yet. Smooth. Oh, and in fact, I think J.R. might have made a little bit of contact coming out of 3 there.
Just a kiss with the wall right there.
Just a kiss. Oh, we got to keep this green to the end. The racing's just too good. Got to stay green here. Matt Shinowski wants it green. He doesn't want to have to restart there with JR on the outside. Everybody looking pretty set here. They'll come to the line. It'll be 10 to go. Here at Concord Speedway, the Outlaw 100 this evening. It's been a good one, folks. It's going to get even better here in a moment as J.R. Shepherd continues to close that gap. Just a thousandth of a second every lap, and only 9 of them coming up left. Essentially, I calculate about 26 more chances here for J.R. Shepherd to get around Matt Shinowski.
I thought we didn't do math here on GSRC.
Yeah, I said about. I was general with that.
Uh-huh.
No, maybe I was specific. Here we go. JR, he's changing that line a little bit now, looking for a run. Still tight here. Donnie Moore breaks real late in that time. Donnie Moore wants to be a factor in this. He'd love to put his name on the winner's trophy. Dean back there struggling almost up into the wall. He's got to be careful. He could lose this 4th spot to Kibbe. 6 laps to go. Matt Shinoski really leading the mother of all runs right now. He's led every lap of this race. The only one that counts is the last one, the one across to the checkered flag. Matt trying to hang on to that. J.R. Shepherd, the champ, the multiple time champ, is in his mirror. But I got to be honest, I don't know if J.R. Shepherd's got anything for him tonight.
I don't know either. Matt Shanoski, though, is holding along. Tim, J.R. Shepherd gets a great run off of turn 3, but just can't find where to place the car to get by him, riding on the back bumper there.
And Matt pinched it off a little bit that time there off the exit of the turn. He knew exactly what he was doing. JR's got to be careful. Donnie Moore almost tips J.R. Shepherd.
Yeah, he got it, but JR got a great run off. Ooh, contact a little bit with Donnie Moore and J.R. Shepherd in one.
Donnie showing him the business end of that chrome horn a couple of times. Watch out, Donnie Moore. Here comes Brian Dean. Whoa. All right, here we go. Two laps left to go. J.R. Shepherd still looking for an advantage here on Matt Shinoski. Matt, careful not to make a mistake. He's going to come across the line looking for the white flag. It's out. Matt Shinoski's got the white flag in the Outlaw 100 here at Concord Speedway. They go down the back through the dog leg. Matt Shinoski trying to keep it together. J.R. Shepherd all over him. Here they go, out of 3. Matt Shinoski's going to win tonight here at Concord Speedway with J.R. Shepherd all over his mirror. And Donnie Moore with a great top 3 run. He'll keep Brian Dean with a 4th place finish. And Kibbe does a great job to hang on for that 5th place finish. He came up 4 spots through the field to do it. And that, Taylor, is how you get it done at Concord, even with a few caution flags mixed in. But what we'll do real quick is we're going to take a break. And we'll be right back with the results. And we'll talk to some of these drivers about what kind of race this was for them this evening. Right now, though, Matt Shinoski on track, going to burn it down a little bit for us. Okay, break's over. We're back on the Global SimRacing Channel, and that is the completion of the bootleg Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series race here at Concord Speedway tonight. Look at that beautiful track, just nestled right here in the middle of the woods, basically. Look at the results. Matt Shinoski, big win. That's exactly where he started, folks. If you're just joining us, a tremendous win for Shinoski, holding off J.R. Shepard there late, who just had nothing for him, it looked like. Could have probably punted him to get by, but that's not J.R.'s style. Donnie Moore, the ASPCA Irwin Tools SK Modified, a third place finish for him. Brian Dean, fourth place tonight. Kenny Kibbe rounds out the top 5 there, Taylor.
Yes, indeed. Mike Holloway comes home in the 6th position, followed by Chris Piscini. Matt's brother Tim Shinoski will come home in the 8th position, followed by Dustin Powers in 9th, and Mike Allen will come home 10th position, but will be your pole sitter next week at South Boston.
All right, and then I'll take the rest here real quickly. Unfortunately, these drivers will be starting outside the top 10. James Lowe, 11th place. Todd Liston, 12th. Justin Allen, 13th. Sarah Maria Spiller, she'll have to take another stab at it next week. They're in 14th. And Lowell Jewell, not able to finish this one this evening, but still great to have him back on the track. And boy, talk about great to have someone back on track. It's great to get a chance to talk to Matt Shinoski back in victory lane. Matt, congratulations. A tough track, a tough win, but it seemed like you had it nailed from the opening flag, the opening green flag of this race. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks, Sean. I don't know if I had it nailed. I wasn't the fastest car out there. I was just trying to hold them off.
All right. To talk about holding off J.R. Shepard and that one little mistake you make there late. You had to fight hard to get that back, man. You pulled a great move on the outside. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that I was able to keep up the speed on the outside because Donnie got under me once and then JR got under me. And I thought I was toast, but I just hung it out there on the outside in 1 and 2 and kept my foot in it. And I think they were too tight underneath me and I was able to clear them.
It's okay, Matt. You can say it. You sent it, didn't you?
I did send it, yes.
I tell you what, it's got to feel good to get a win tonight at Concord. I talked about this track being tough. As a driver, what makes this track so tough for you?
Oh, it's just so you don't have a time to even breathe. It's so the turns and it's so bumpy. It's like a miniature Bristol. You're just constantly fighting the car and fighting the track.
Right, that jet fighter in a gymnasium scenario there. Yeah, exactly. You're always having to give input to the wheel. Do you run a lot of force feedback in your wheel?
No, not a whole lot.
So maybe not as much of a workout for you in the forearm and shoulder area as some guys, but still a workout nonetheless. You got to feel pretty gassed right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. After all that green flag running, trying to hold off those guys, I was sweating it.
Well, I said it when we got started. It may not be good for this field with you starting on the pole. That came true, and you are the winner going away this evening. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week, sir.
All right, thank you, Sean.
All right, that's Matt Shinoski, man. He boy, what a win for him tonight. I'm so happy to see Matt get into victory lane. I'm not happy that J.R. Shepard didn't get to victory lane. And Taylor, well, you've caught up with him. Talk about the race he had.
Well, we're here with J.R. Shepard here, finishing 2nd here tonight at Concord. J.R., really good effort from you coming all the way from the back, but working your way up to 2nd place. Tell me, how did your race feel for you tonight? And, you were just so close, but yet just couldn't be able to find a way to get by Shinoski.
Yeah, this track's a lot of fun. When you got a good group of guys to race with, and man, I had a run on him that one time, and for whatever reason, the way the car setup was, I just could not get this thing to turn on the entry going into the corner when you entered low. So, man, he did a great job tonight. Him, Donnie, Brian, all those guys up front racing. Everybody raced really clean, and I think we put on a pretty good show for everybody.
I agree with you 100%. You put on a great show here tonight. Great points night, of course, for you. I know you wanted to get that win, but how does this momentum build up for you as you go on to South Boston next week?
Yeah, it's really good to have some good runs before South Boston. That's a track that's predominantly been a one groove track, and it seems like the top line really comes in after about 10 laps, so it's really hard to pass. And yeah, we'll go there next week and see if we can get a decent run and keep chugging at it.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on finishing second here tonight, JR, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week at South Boston.
Hey, thanks, guys.
And Sean, I believe you caught up with our third place driver, Mr. Donnie Moore.
I get to talk to my old friend Donnie Moore. I'm not even going to talk about racing to start this interview. I'm gonna ask Donnie about Sunday and his New England Patriots having to march in to Soldier Field under what might be kind of adverse conditions. And Donnie, my question is will Bill Belichick find himself at Sunday evening having to say the Bears are who we thought they were?
You got a copy?
Yeah, of course I do, Donnie.
I got to make sure I got the right button here. That's funny. We got the Red Sox too, so the Patriots are kind of setting aside for now. But what a race tonight, huh?
Wow, what a race indeed. And you got to watch that battle up in front of you. You had an opportunity there where Mike made that mistake and opened a door for JR. It got pretty crazy up there, didn't it?
It did get crazy. Boy, this is a fun track. Boy, you got to stay on your toes all the time. That first 40 laps, it was nice. And then, boy, a couple of restarts on the outside. You get shuffled back, and then you get a restart on the inside. You get back up there. So, boy, good racing by everybody. What do we have? 15 starting tonight, and just a couple yellows. That says a lot about the drivers in here.
Yeah, it was a great race, and listen, I love this track. I always have. It's an interesting track. You do feel like you've had a workout when you get done here, especially in this SK Modified. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, I'm an old man. I'm tired.
yeah, I'm with you. I'm an old man too, and you've ran three of these this evening. So yeah, I know you're probably ready for a sip of tea and a head on the pillow. So Donnie, listen, the season's off to a great start. Hard to believe we've already got 4 rounds in the books, but 4 rounds in the books, guess what? We still have a long way to go. There's still a lot of opportunity here for a lot of drivers. The points championship really close at the moment.
I'll tell you what, there's some tough competition in here. Brian Dean's having a heck of a year. Kenny Kirby's there, and Chris Passini. All these new guys, very, very good competition. So, boy, it's anybody's game.
It really is. And you know what, Donnie, we always love talking to you, and we always want to give you a chance to thank your sponsors. Go ahead and do it now.
It's always a pleasure talking to you, my friend, too. And, I always get Erring Tools and ASPCA, the animal shelters around the country. Give if you can and adopt. And what do we say?
We get your pet spayed and neutered, please. Yes.
Awesome, Sean. Awesome.
Yes.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to Donnie Moore. We'll see him next week, Taylor, as we go to Old Sobo, South Boston Speedway, October 27th, round 5, Taylor. What do you think about Old Sobo? Are you familiar with Sobo? You cut many laps there?
Yes, indeed. Many a laps there, and sometimes I dread going to that track. It's just... But I'm pretty sure these guys here in the Bootleg Racing League will look forward to coming out in these modifieds to run. And, South Boston always puts on a good show, whether it be here on iRacing or actually being there in person. So I'm looking forward, Sean. How about you?
Well, I am, and trust me, South Boston... that has nothing to do with the Boston Red Sox, okay? We're talking a bit of a drive down the East Coast, and we'll see you there next week for round 5. But I want to thank the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Outlaw Modified Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. For more series information about the Bootleg Racing League, well, go to their Facebook page. You can check it out there. Just type in Bootleg Racing League. You'll find them. It's easy. Or you can go to the website, bootlegracingleague.com. That's the best way to get all the information you need about what they're doing. Hey, listen, we also want to thank the companies, equipment, and software that are on your screen now and we use on every broadcast here on the Global SimRacing Channel. The original music that you hear on today's broadcast, and you hear every time we do a broadcast, is thanks to Erica Colm and June Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. I want to thank my partner tonight, Taylor Burris, our director, Joe Peak, who's got a hot date with a game board, and the visionary Dougie Beard for his camera locations. Find out more about us and what we do, GSRC, on our website, globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at Global SimRacing Channel. Just type that in there. Instagram, GSRC_Graham. Please, folks, subscribe to this channel by hitting the red button there, right to the bottom right-hand portion of your screen. Folks, we got a busy day tomorrow. Don't miss it. The CTC Lotus 79 Championship. We've got the Weekend Warriors, the SRFs tomorrow. Tomorrow night, the crown jewel, though, the Pacific region of the majors. Yes, the majors. It's the Bathurst 500. You don't want to miss that as the Aussie V8s hit the track. But until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.